Hi guys, I'm Lawrence from bjjstrength.com, and today I'm going to talk about two exercises I like to use to help mobilize the hips. So first of all, before I talk about this exercise, I'm going to talk about the importance of being able to get into a good deep bodyweight squat as a jiu-jitsu fighter. So when you think of the bodyweight squat and how far you get down, it can replicate very closely when you're fighting in a guard position, whether on your back or on your side, and that ability to lift up your knee quite high to the chest. So it can be a really good test, a good benchmark to be able to get into a good bodyweight squat with good movement. Now there are a number of factors in terms of a bodyweight squat and what's gonna get you into that position, whether it's mobility in your spine, your hamstrings, your hip flexors, your feet, your calves. Well, today I'm just going to focus on just mobilizing the hip joints. And the reason I want to talk about these, I find that after a really good jiu-jitsu session, the next day I can get up and I find my hips can be a little bit tired, a little bit sore from the training session, and using these exercises can really help with that range of motion. So I may get up in the morning, try and squat down to pick something up, and I can really feel it. I do these exercises and it really helps loosen it up. So first of all, I'm going to get down into a bodyweight squat as best as I can. My bodyweight squat's not perfect, I'll admit that, from years of doing a lot of barbell squats. But if I'm coming down into this position, there are a lot of ways that you can compensate in terms of doing a bodyweight squat. If you're turning your feet out, you get that range of motion, but you can see my knees start collapsing inwards. You can be bending forward, and various other things. So the idea is to have your feet roughly about shoulder width apart, and you maintain that tension in your legs and try and squat down. Try not to pick up the heels off the floor. And you can see this is my range of motion about now. It's not brilliant. So now I'm going to do the exercises, and it should feel and actually look a little bit better on the video. So the very first exercise is I'm going to come down into a squat position, but put my feet a little bit wider than I would normally so I can get down. And I'm going to go down to my legs are just above parallel. And from this position I want to rotate and touch one knee onto the floor in a controlled motion, switch and do the other side. You can do this about 20 times, maybe 30 times. And I'm going to shake that off. Then the next exercise I'm going to do is called Cossack squat. So I'm going to take my feet probably about a foot, maybe wider than shoulder width apart, wider than my shoulder on each side, and then I'm going to pick one side and I'm going to lean almost like I'm doing a squat on one leg, keeping the heel and toe flat on the floor, and I'm going to rotate that leg out. Some of you may find it easier to do it this way with your foot flat on the floor. Some of you may find it easier to do with the heel, and some of you may need to keep your knee bent at the start when you haven't got the mobility, but eventually build up where you can get that leg straight, and I rock back and forth. And again, 20, 30 times, maybe even more. And with this one, you can kind of hang out a little bit on each side, move the hip around, just kind of almost kind of circling the knees, can help loosen up that hip joint, and I keep going. Up and feel my hips feel a hell of a lot better already. So now I'm going to do the bodyweight squat again, see how that feels. Again, just widen the shoulder width apart, come down, and that feels a lot better. Feels a hell of a lot better, a hell of a lot looser already. I don't know how it looks on the video, it may not be that noticeable, but I feel a lot more relaxed in the hips, and I can get in a much better squat position. So like I said, my bodyweight squat is not perfect. I know I round my back a little bit, it's something I'm working on a lot, and that's only one area that can improve the bodyweight squat. So there's a lot of good material out there in terms of the other aspects of where you may have mobility restrictions. Although specific for a jiu-jitsu fighter, targeting that hip area with those kind of movements can be a great way to improve that. So give it a go and see how that feels for you. Great, it's just a mobility exercise every morning, part of your warm-up, part of your cool down, however you want to use it. And as always, if you'd like that, head over to bjjstrength.com and check out our blog and the other videos and articles that we have. Thanks.